Hey guys, this is Tarby. Just want to start off my new YouTube account, Tarby Talks, with a series of videos that may or may not interest you. It's going to interest me though, because I love hearing what people do. And so I'm going to do this in 3 segments. I'm going to start off with my guitars, well, the ones that are open at least. Then I'm going to move on to the pedals and go into a bit of detail of the amp that I'm using in the second one. And the third one, I'm going to explain the auxiliary stuff, as well as all the shenanigans. Now, if you guys don't know, I am going on tour this summer with the Musiquestria group that's going to include not only myself, but Pony One Kenobi, Don DeVore, Fenning, Automatic Jack, Silverhound, Mike the Microphone, and Replacer, who's actually flying out from New Zealand to go to this. Got a bunch of dates already confirmed, and we're working to get more, and we're finalizing everything. I have about 5 hours of material to learn because I'm playing guitar for pretty much every live set. Actually, I am playing guitar for every live set, plus everything at BronyCon. So, yeah, that's my 9 Inch Nails and How to Destroy Angels CDs, because I am a rabid fanboy. Let's start with this son of a bitch. This is my main guitar, and has been for a while. Her name is Cadence. For the longest time, I couldn't think of a name for her, but, you know, Cadence sort of stuck after the whole Season 3 premiere, Season 2 finale. And yeah, it was an excellent fucking name for it, I think, because it fits it really well. And right now she's tuned to standard, but when I go on tour, it's probably going to be tuned to open C, which is what a lot of my newer stuff has been tuned in. Most predominantly, my album that I'm working on now is exclusively in it, as of right now, though that might change. And it was, I believe, 7 of the 10 songs on Escape were in open C as well. Most notably Rejected, Petrified, and all my lovely singles. So, yeah, right now it needs to be intonated a bit, and I'm definitely going to clean her up, because if you can't tell, there's a bit of gunk in there. But, so, nice little mirror pickguard, because I am a sucker for finesse and pizzazz. I've got routed out the neck pickup, because it was a Mexican-made Strat that I just modded the hell out of. I think you can still, if you look closely now, it doesn't pick up in the camera, but you can see the rough marks on the routing job. Anyway, so that right there in the bridge is a Seymour Duncan Custom. I can't find any real info on it, but that was the model on the thing. Middle pickup is a stock Fender, and the top is a Seymour Duncan 59. 21 fret rosewood fretboard, Fender Stratocaster, it's the real deal. And, mirror pickguard and everything. A couple of things I want to do with this guitar in the future. I want to get this replaced for probably another Seymour Duncan thing. I want to get a blade tremolo, a Blade Runner, it's called. Because I like to use the tremolo, but because I'm always changing tunings with this one, because up until today, literally, I just got back from the post office, this has been the only guitar I've had with me in Seattle. So, yeah, flip it over. There's no backplate at the moment. I need to get a new one, and it's just stock everything. I need to fix this wire because the soldering popped off from there, so it buzzes a little bit when it pops out of the spring. So I'm going to cut down the wire a little bit, resolder it back there once I solder all the shit in there, and get a replacement, which is probably going to be something like a standard white plate or a black plate or something. Maybe with my logo carved into it, which, thank you, Owlet, by the way, for making that for me. Anyway, yeah, so, cheesy ass strap. This one's the one that has the Support Local Musicians button on it. It's always going to be on this one, because for the longest time, this was my main and only guitar, up until 2 or 3 years ago when I started hoarding them. And so yeah, this is Cadence, again, and this is going to be my main guitar out on the road for my open C stuff, most likely. That is subject to change, though, depending on the performance and the sound of this son of a bitch. Moving on, we've got the Acoustic, which is really, really fucking simple. Oh, just so you know, where'd it go? Oh, I'll get to that in a bit. By the way, everything in this video is one take, because I don't like doing multiple takes of anything. which is why I can never record good songs. But, so this is just a standard Epiphone thing. The logo's fading off, which is probably for the better. But it's PR150NA, I think. At least that's what the inside says. I don't know if you can see that. This one's going to be tuned in standard for the whole tour. And I'm going to be running a... I forget the name of the type of pickup it goes with it. I'll grab it for the electronics video. My door just closed. It's kind of windy. I live in Seattle, by the way. No, yeah, you've got the not Darth Vader picture there. You've got the Edward Scissorhands picture there, which I actually need to give to Tori Calligraphy down in Calligraphy Victoria, or whatever her name is. I'm half asleep right now. I told her I'd give it to her. She lives in Texas, so I'm probably gonna just bring it with me on tour and like throw it in her face or something. Anyway, so yeah, standard Epiphone guitar. It's got a Gibson faceplate. I actually got this from my old bassist. I traded it for a Carina Epiphone Explorer that was okay, but it was too big. It didn't feel right. And I was very big into Strats at the time, and you know, I just used it for low tuning stuff, and it was way too beefy for the type of tone I normally would use. But yeah, it's solid, no cracks or anything, thank God. You know, let's watch that change. There's a little bit of wear in the back, and there's a sticker right there which needs to get off. But you know, it's nice and Epiphone solid. The tuners work well. That's another thing. I'm big on tuners. They need to have good tuners, and that's why that son of a bitch needs better tuners. Anyway, moving on. This is the oddball out at the moment. It is a bass which I'm not actually going to be playing until I get to BronyCon, but I'm bringing it on tour for the people I'm performing with. It is the snazziest looking bass I've ever seen, and it was $169 new from rondomusic.com. It's an SX Vintage series. It's custom, it's handmade, maple fretboard with black inlays. It's designed after a Fender... My brain is telling me precision. It might be jazz. I'm not a bassist, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a precision bass. It's probably a jazz bass, but the cool thing about it is, as you can see, not only does it have the single coil, but instead of having another single coil here, it has the humbucker, which is normally found in the Music Man basses. So it's like full-on Music Man humbucker for the bass, which gives it a really nice tone. I don't use it too often, like just by itself, unless I'm going heavily distorted, but thankfully because of the knobs, I'll often mix it in if I need a brighter tone or something, and if this knob just isn't doing it. Now, this one is going to be probably tuned again to open C, just like this one, which is literally just, you know, C, G, C, G, right up the board. Nothing on the back, SX logo. These guys are great, actually. I have 2 instruments from these guys, and I plan on getting more when I can. It's this bass and a guitar back in Rhode Island called Lilith, which is a Strat with flame stuff on it. Anyway, yeah, so there's this son of a bitch, and I believe Ponymoon Kenobi's going to be playing this for the most part for my set. I don't know, we might keep it in standard and use another thing for OpenC, but as of right now he has a Hofner bass which he's going to be using, so I'm going to let him loan this so he doesn't have to tune that little shit down. And yeah, that is the guitars so far. Next video I'm going to show you the pedals, the electronics, and what I'm going to be going into. Like in terms of amps and stuff, which I don't have with me today because it's going to be put in the shop and it's owned by Don DeVore. But yeah, I know the general specs of it. I can give you a basic rundown of what I'm going for. And I'm also going, so this is guitar video. Next up is going to be accessories. And then the third video is going to be me talking about that, talking about like strings and picks, and then opening up this live so I can figure out if I need to be mad at my grandmother or not. Love you guys. Hope to see you from the road.